Well, hello. We're going to be waiting here for a few people to pop in. This is just a pop-up, guys. As we sit here, I'm going to read some names off to you. Let's see, we have Jessica Mitchell and Vernal Kuntz, Jacqueline and Trezell West, Jordan Bowers and Andrew Carlson, Ronald Cummings and Misty Crossland, Crystal Sheffield. We have Corey Bigsby, Crystal Scary, I can't pronounce that last name, Adam and Caleb Montgomery. We have Joe and Crystal Daniels, Diana Kojakari, and Christopher Calmitter, Edgar Perez, and Noma Alves. We have Kane and Terry Horman, Desiree Horman, Jerry and Kate McCain. Now, even if you don't recognize those names, which I'm sure a lot of you do, we're going to go back over them and put the children with them here in just a little bit. But can anybody tell me the things these parents have in common? Does anybody know what these parents have in common? And I'm doing this to help get these children's names back out there as well, guys, as well as talking about what I'm wanting to talk about. Hello, everybody. Let's go down through here and say some hellos. Linda, Cool Gamer, Victoria, Justin, JLR, no, JPL. Okay, that makes it a little bit more reasonable. We have Judith and Selena, Gypsy Girl, Vanessa, Vanna, hello, Blue Jeans, Robin, Mystic Rogue, Pamela Richardson. Hello, everybody. I hope I didn't leave anybody out. And guys, I can't go, I mean, I could go back over that list of parents' names, but the way I've jotted them down, it's hard for me to even read my own writing. But do we have any answers there, guys? They all have missing kids. Yes, they all have missing kids. What else do they have in common? Let's see what Linda says. Oh, well, okay. Never did find Haley. Where's Cody Bigsby? Not sure of the last name spelling. Okay, well, you know what I see? What I find that are these parents have in common? These parents have all, from day one, been suspected of doing away with their own child. Every one of them. There's also, in those cases, no evidence. Save Harmony's. They did finally wind up with evidence in Harmony Montgomery's case. But in all the other cases, there's no evidence. It's like the child just disappeared. Exactly, Pam, or Palm, sorry. They are all suspects, yes. Now, I know there's still a few people out there who believe that possibly these parents could not have totally done what they did. But for the most part, most of the world believes these parents are guilty. I don't know how long I can be here. I'm very depressed. Thanks for being a soldier for these children and happen to be victims. Well, thank you, Mystic Rogan, honey. Why are you depressed? I mean, we're not trying to get nosy here, but if there's anything that any of us can do to help you get out of your slump or your depression, we're here to help. Okay. All you have to do is just let us know. If you can reach out to me privately if you want to, I'm sure anybody in here would be more than willing to talk with you or laugh with you or cry with you, whatever needs to be done. Did you say Evelyn? No, I didn't say Evelyn Boswell because that's already been proven. They found that baby. With these children, they are all still missing. They have not been recovered. They have not been found. There was no evidence. All these parents are suspects in their children's disappearance. And nobody blinks an eye because these children have been gone for years. I'm going to name off the kids now, which some of you already know them, but I'm going to read them off just for the heck of it. Dior Koontz, the West Boys, and I would like to point out, I do not personally call them the West Boys, and I do not call them Orrin and Orson. But because of the topic and the parents, that's what we're going with today. Oakley Carlson, Haley Cummings, Cody Bigsby, Harmony Montgomery, Joe Clyde Daniel, Madalena Kojakari, Dulce Alaves, Kyron Horman, and Maddie McKean. I'm sure there's tons more children that fit in that category, guys. But those are the ones that we can think of off the top of our heads. Aaliyah Lunsford's mother was convicted of her unaliving. Her case nearly mirrors Summer. I would like to go check that out. Hell, driving, listening, Candace and Dawn are guilty as hell, right? Okay, now my point being is, if we can take and automatically assume because of the situation, yes, Quentin Simon, because of the situation and the years these children have been missing, and the fact that there is no evidence, even taking all that into consideration, we can sit here and say we know the parents did it. Then why can the people that are surrounding Summer's case not do the same for her parents? Summer has been gone for years. There is no evidence. And the parents look guilty as crap. Hang on one second, guys. I've got to let my dog in. That her whining is driving me nuts. Sorry, she's my baby and I can't let her cry. Joe's parents are in the pen for unaliving him. Yes, but guess what? There was no evidence in that case. They had the word of an 8-year-old child, 11 at the time that he testified, that he saw his stepdad do this, and he saw his stepdad carry the baby out of the driveway. And they had the confession of the dad, but which was recanted. They had no physical evidence that this child was unalive. So, but why can people not see everything that we talk about with these other parents? Why can't they see that with Don and Candace? Why is there people out there that are still defending them? And if they're going to defend them, why not defend these other parents? There's no evidence on these parents. It's just the fact that these kids have been missing for years. Look, check that off the list. Summer's been missing for years. No evidence on any of these parents. Look, no evidence on Don and Candus. These parents act like they couldn't give a crap about this. And now, when I say the parents, I hope you all are realizing that I'm not speaking of like the mothers that were not in the situation when it came into like the stepmothers, as in like Haley Cummings' case, Kyron Horman's case. I'm not speaking of the mothers or of the fathers who didn't know about what had happened, that kind of thing. Please understand, I'm not meaning that people think they did it. For all the children that is missing, they all need justice. Every one of them needs justice. Yes, they do. And I mean, these kids, this dates back to Maddie McCain. She went missing in 2007. Dior went missing in 2015. Kyron, I believe it was 2010. I'm not positive on that, so don't hold me to it. If I'm wrong, don't blast me. They have had 9 children, and they have none now. Okay, hold up. We got something about this jacket here. Why did not the law enforcement go get the jacket off Kathy? Okay, I was just discussing that with somebody just a little bit ago. Right, that public evidence, yes, or that they brought out. But the jacket, did Kathy say that she still has the jacket and the memory box? Or did Kathy say she still has Candus's stuff? There's two different, you can, if it was her stuff she still has, she could probably still have the diaper bag and all the other stuff, and the jacket and the memory box already be turned over to TBI. And just so y'all know, I did personally call TBI and tell them where that jacket was at. I called Leslie Earhart. And I'm almost positive, I mean, I know I recorded it, but I'm almost positive I still have that recording. Tracy Day, yes. It really was strange. Her sisters all went into foster care night after she went missing. 5 years later, one of her sisters finally told what happened. Who are we speaking of? Yeah, I wouldn't either. I was, well, with me, I don't even trust real parents. If they ain't my child, for my grandkids, if they ain't my child, I don't trust them. I don't trust nobody. Not when it comes to a kid. How can any parent live and go on about their life and their child is missing? I do not understand it at all. I do not either, hon. Kyron Horman's disgusting stepmother is so guilty and should be arrested. But look here, we are all these years later, where we are all at these years later. They are, well, can you give me some kind of proof? Can you give me some kind of proof that they are innocent? Trust me, I'll be the first one to go and apologize to them. Kathy called. It don't matter. They didn't want it. My mind is blown over Summer. She called TBI and they said they didn't want it. That sounds a little strange to me. Show me some proof. That's all I'm asking. Show me some proof. If Don and Candace are innocent, then why are there so many lies? Exactly. And let me ask something else. I'd like to get this discovering whenever, or not discovering, sorry, cursed whenever you're ready, hon, and you want to jump up here, holler for the link. On that recording that Candace had last night, that she made. And my video was about that this morning. You know, I was trying to turn the volume up so maybe we could hear what she was saying. But supposedly she stayed behind to take care of Margie because Margie was so ill. She was basically on her deathbed, correct? I mean, that's how Don played it off. That's how he played it off in the conversation with me on the phone. I'm sorry, guys. She didn't sound too, she didn't sound like she was on death's door to me. She was up cooking dinner and tending to her kids. And hello, May May. Belinda, hello. Felicia Daniels, hello. Don and Candace are innocent, but yet they lost all their children. Right, exactly, Felicia. You can't constantly lie and expect people to you, Don and Candace. I think you missed a couple of words there, Justin, but we get the point. Hello, David. For someone to be innocent, they sure do change their story all the time. And if you're telling the truth, you've only got one truth and it stays the truth. Exactly. People who have nothing to hide nothing. Exactly. One of Daisy's cheeks are here to distract. Who might that be? And they're more than welcome in here, guys. Maybe they will hear something that is the truth and or that contradicts what everybody over there is saying, and they'll go, maybe I need to rethink this. Yeah, Margie was up cooking supper. Now I did text Margie earlier, guys, on Messenger. She hasn't read the message yet, but I asked her about Candace. Yeah, she still hasn't read the message yet, but I did ask her what's up with Candace. Hey, baby girl. If she really wanted someone to really hear her, she would have took it outside. She was wanting that background sound to drown her out where you could not hear her. I wondered myself if it was just another game to get people guessing. Smacking the hands of a child, she sounded fine. Candace was blitzed or something. Yeah, I don't believe that they didn't want that jacket either. I'm sorry, I don't believe that. But anyways, the fact is, um, Belinda, I'm going to tell you one time that is a minor child you're speaking of. We do not talk about minors in here, not like that. So this is your first warning. If you say it again, you will be banned. And it's not because I'm like Daisy. I don't ban people for their opinions or their theories. But you're out now accusing this boy of this. And we do not know that. And we're not going to do that to kids in here. Plain and simple. Mods, if she says it again and I miss it, I want her banned. It's sad when you have parents of missing beautiful children. You have to question if they are playing another game. Yeah, that's so true. And another thing, from what I hear, because I don't watch Daisy's channel, from what I hear, Candace is begging for money to come home on again, which I thought people were saying that they saw her here anyways. But obviously she's not. Obviously, she's still up there with Margie and them. Um, unless she's staying with somebody else here that has kids. But the point being is, in the last 2 years, how much money do you think that they have give to them for one reason or another? Why could they not, her and Don, Why could they have not gotten on here instead of begging for money for bills and child support and whatever else they have given excuses for? Why could they not have gotten on here and begged for money for the road signs, the billboards to be put up, for a real private eye to look for summer? And I'm not trying to slate nobody, the private eyes that they supposedly have, but obviously they're not getting the job done. So, you know, why can't they get on here and beg for money and raise money to donate to EquiSearch? Not that EquiSearch needs money to come and look for summer, but it would be a nice thing for them to donate money to EquiSearch and then request the EquiSearch come back and look for summer again. Why can't they raise money to help other children in their area? Why does it constantly have to be for Don and Candace? Don loves the church so much that he goes to. Why don't they get on here with their ways of persuasion and raise money and donate it to the church that he loves so much? I mean, there are so many ways that they could actually do something good with the money that has been given to them over the past 2 years. Why don't they do that? Why is it always, oh, poor, pitiful me? I need to get home. I need to go here. I need to go there. I need money for bills. I need money for phone. Child ritual, blood, TBI involved, and Jody Sue and Andy. Okay. I think Candace's money train is ending. People finally catching on. She's cried wolf one too many times now. I've never gave a penny, never will. Me either, hun. Hello, Nana. Are they still searching? No, as far as I know, they're not. I mean, the law is saying they're doing what they're supposed to be doing to search for, but there's not been any searches. OMG, she got 300 2 nights ago. They got thousands. House fixed, no bills, sell a couple acres, loan against your house. Exactly. There are so many ways that they could come up with money. They have 11 point something acres. Sell off a few acres. If you need money that bad, all that money will be spent out by this weekend when Candace plans on going to Tennessee for Daisy. I'm sure there will be another fundraiser. Well, I don't understand how, and I'm not bashing Daisy. I'm not. I don't believe in bashing other creators. But Daisy's the one that's putting her face out there and putting her name out there and her reputation. How could she get out here and beg for money for them? Why don't she get out here and beg for money for EquiSearch or for the church or for the community, for other kids that are in bad shape in that community? Why don't she beg for money for children in that area that have parents who have been arrested and put in jail and they're in foster care? Why don't they help with the boys? Why don't they beg for money and send it to foster care in the name of the boys? No, it might not go directly to the boys, but it will go for other kids that are in the same situation. It just really irks me that they can get on here still 2 years later and beg for money, and not once have they searched for their child. They're not even taking the money and hiring anybody else to search. They're not even asking for people who do it for free to come and search. Does that not piss you all off? I would love for somebody to tag Don and Candace in this live so that, because I didn't think about it, or I would have done it. Has Don got to stay at Ben Hill now? I don't know, hon. Thank you, Justin. It pisses me off too. Why would they search when they already know? Well, if for nothing else, to keep up the facade that they're innocent. Thank you, Tattooed. Most of us would walk through hell barefooted for our children. Let me tell you something. I don't know if I could walk through fire, but which I probably would, to save any child, whether it's mine or somebody else's. It's a reaction. It's not a conscious thought that you make. If you're, let me ask you something. How many of you are standing out on a busy street on a sidewalk and you see a kid start to step out in the road? What's your first reaction? You're going to grab that child. Are you standing there thinking about doing it? No. You just react, just like the rest of us. When Summer went missing, we're not sitting here contemplating it. We're not thinking it. We're on here raising Cain, raising hell, wanting to know where this child is, doing everything we can to figure it out or to try to get somebody else that can figure it out to do it, not as a conscious thought, but just as a reaction, as a human, as a parent, as a grandparent. Where is Don and Candus when it comes to that? I'm sorry, it gets me so upset. Some people don't have that reaction, unfortunately. I could not imagine not having that reaction. And Candace doesn't have to show her face. She's always got spokespeople speaking for her. It's weird how they all talk for her. I agree. We were just talking about that as well. If Daisy is so fond of, I can't even say that, guys. I'm sorry. That's stupid. Candace, why doesn't she give her gas money? Exactly. Who was it in my comments today said that? Why, Daisy, if you, why are you begging other people for the money? Why don't you hand her the money? We don't see no big check written from you. Daisy, I dare you to hand Candace $500, $300. Hell, I dare you to hand her $100. Better yet, why don't you invite her and Don to come and stay with you until they get things straightened out? Till Don gets the stuff straightened out about his probation. Till they get the house sold. You're so fond of them and you think it's everybody else's job to hand them money for their bills. Why don't you take them in and you take care of them? You pay their phone bills. You pay for their food. Heck, Daisy, why don't you donate money to EquiSearch and request they come in? Seeing how you speak for Candace so much, call EquiSearch up and request them come back and search for Summer on Candace's behalf. I asked Daisy if she was helping, and a chat member told me to get out. LOL. Well, it figures. You're not allowed to have an opinion. You're not allowed to say anything bad. But Daisy and 555 could have got them home alone. Exactly. They could have already brought them home. Or better yet, why didn't, obviously Candace is not taking care of Margie. Why didn't Candace just come home with Dawn? Sorry. Exactly. And just in that short video live last night, Candace supposedly helping Margie. She wasn't cooking. And it spoke volumes to her motherly instincts, in my opinion. No reaction to the kids in the background, except to get them off the camera. Yeah, did you see her move it off the camera? And then she got mad and got up and went and moved somewhere else and sat. I'm done with that creator. I have seen enough bullying from her. Like I commented in yours or Justin's comment section, she literally have sunk to new lows. Her entire persona and personality went bad. I don't blame you, hon. I mean, I'm not telling nobody to abandon the creators that they like or listen to or whatever, but I am asking. I would love for some of those creators that are taking up for Don and Candus come on my panel and tell me why you're doing it and tell me why you're not supporting them. Why aren't you putting up the money for billboards? Why aren't you paying their phone bills? And if Don works all the time, tell me why Candus has to beg for money. Thank you, Alpaca Mate. I appreciate that, sweetheart. Guys, I want to, I don't know exactly how I'm going to put this out there right now or the wording, but I am starting, I don't know if I want to call it a second channel, but for my members, I am going to be doing a Nana After Dark series where just simply, I'm not trying to exclude anybody. I didn't want to do members to start with, but it's part of YouTube, so I did it. But because people are members and they are paying the $1.99 each month, there are people who believe that I should go ahead and give them something. So I will start doing a Nana's After Dark where I don't filter my opinion about certain things. And it will be for members only. Like I said, I'm not trying to exclude anybody, but I do think I need to give my members something worth, their money. So that will be coming up in the next couple of weeks. You like that, Justin? Like I said, cursed whenever you're ready, sweetie. But no, I mean, I get so agitated and so discouraged sometimes that it just drives me nuts. And I do want to, there has been people said to me that I only worry about summer. I only do stories on summer. I only research summer. That's not true. But even if it was, I did start my channel because of summer. But that's not true. Okay, you're stuffing your face. That's fine, sweetheart. Hello, Plant Diva. But I do want to get out there, guys. If you're not familiar with some of these cases, please go look up these children's names. We have Dior Coombs, the West Boys, Orrin and Orson Wells. They have not been seen since before December 2020. They disappeared. They found out before December 2020, but that's the official date. Dior has not been seen since 2015. Oakley Carlson, she's from Grays Harbor. I believe it's Washington. Last time she was seen was February the 10th of 2021. Haley Cummings, it's been quite a while for her. I don't have the exact date because I was looking at the dates to do another live on these kids and I haven't gotten to hers yet. And off the top of my head, I can't remember all these dates, guys. But it's been 8 years. I can tell you, hang on a minute. I believe it's been no, it's been more than 8 years. Anyways, we have Cody Bigsby. And I am going to be doing a video on Cody and what's going on with his dad. When I read today, he's got over 30 indictments against him on the tragedies that he has committed against his 4 children. And I also have another question, guys. I would love to find the mother, Cody Bigsby's mother's name. Can't find that woman nowhere. Harmony Montgomery. Remember her. Don't remember. I'm not saying remember her, but remember they still have not found her remains. Joe Clyde Daniels has still not been found. That was 2018, April 2018. Madalena Kojikari, November last year, guys. Dulce Maria Alaves, 2019, from New Jersey. Kyron Horman, I believe that was 2010. And he was dropped off at school after a science fair, and nobody has ever seen him since. Maddie McCain. Those set of wonderful parents left their little baby and 2 twins babies in a motel room while they went to dinner. You don't leave your kids alone. And hence why they disappear. They set the house on fire. Anything can happen. They could wake up. They could get into medication. Angel Overstreet. Yes, sir. Angel Overstreet. She's still missing. Kennedy Hoyle. Although the father swears up and down that he threw her in the Mississippi, in Memphis, Tennessee last year. She was 2 days old, guys. I'm sorry, I do not believe that. I believe she was sold. Hey, Nana, someone just posted a video of Candace. It says, the real gypsy soul. Huh. Hello, Frank. How are you today, hon? There's another one. Left her 16-year-old or 16-month-old at home. She went on vacation. Who does that? Said her mom was there to take care of the baby. Angel Overstreet is why you started your channel. I hate it. Let me tell you something, hon. I've got my own beliefs about that. I think maybe the state did take her. I think they'd come and got her from the father, which is biologically not her father, but who loved her. He knew he wasn't the father, and he loved her and was keeping her anyway. So tell me why he would want to do away with her. Is it possible somebody pretending to be or was real Department of Human Services come and got her, just like he said, and they took advantage of the fact that she was lost in the system, if you understand my meaning? Thank you, Alpaca Maid. Hello, Chloe Jade. Guys, this whole thing just burns me up, especially this bullshit about Candace getting on there and mumbling. And where she says, and I don't know if y'all can understand that she was saying it or not, but she says, I can't believe he came back. And I'll tell you, when I was talking to Kirsten a little while ago, I'll tell you, in my opinion, when I heard that, my first impression was, I can't believe he came back because he knows he's going to be caught. In my opinion, I wasn't feeling sorry for her. I couldn't, because I think she was squalling because she thinks that if Don comes back, he's going to get caught, and then in the end, she is going to be caught as well. And I think that's what she was so upset about. Now, if she can cry publicly now, why everybody keeps, oh, she don't want to show her weak side, her weak side. She don't want to show emotion. That's why she's never cried in public over her kids. Well, seems awful damn funny she don't care to cry over other things besides her kids. Why is it now that she's crying? Why didn't she cry when her daughter went missing? Why hasn't she cried publicly at any point in time in this past 2 years? I'm going to read off to you. Now I did get their channel name. It's Spirit Seeker Squad. She doesn't actually have a channel, or I don't think she does. But I told her I was going to give her credit for this. She commented on my video this morning, and she gives the times and stuff, guys. And I will try to put this on my community tab. If not, you can go look at it on under my video. But she says she thinks that Candace says that was Crosslyn, maybe. Then she says little heartbroken last night or all night. I just want to bring him home and see my boys. I just want to find out. I'll find out something before then or when he's coming home later. Then she says, okay, Britt. Then it's, I can't believe he went back. At 4 minutes and 39 seconds, it's I'll pray for. And then it says, sorry. It hurts. Then it says, no reason for it anymore. So those are the different things that this person thought she heard Candace saying. But like somebody said a minute ago, if Candace wanted that to be heard, she would have spoke up. She would have went outside where it was quiet. Is it a possibility she was on live with Daisy and them? She had those headphones on and she hit record just to screw with everybody. Not coming out for that many days was just deafening. Yes, it was. Thank you, Justin. Not a lot of people always throw that in there. They do throw the boys in there, and they always want to throw up the fact that Candace and Dawn between them had 9 children. But they forget that Donnie and Margie and Candace Floating and Andrew and the baby that was given up and the 3 boys and some, they were all failed. They were, and it doesn't matter whether they were harmed or not. Were they raised by their parents? No. Were they loved by their parents? Sorry about that, guys. When your landlord calls, you have to answer. You know that. Especially when his mom is back in the hospital again. So I always have to check and make sure. There was no sound that 70 or that girl 77 because I had to go take a phone call from my landlord. I believe they are. But shit, respectful con artists. know how to work the system, and they're not even working the system correctly. Okay. Dropping the link for Cursed. But what I was saying is that they failed all those kids, and it's just because they were not parents to them. Failed miserably, nobody asking for them to be Martha Stewart, just decent. Exactly, that's my point. Nobody asked them to do, wonders. Just be halfway decent parents. Candace was messed up. She took that money, bought her was good stuff. You can She's still in Arkansas. She made that up to Daisy to throw out the cash out. I doubt there will be one, hun. Why don't Daisy take support? She thinks they are so innocent and needs so much help. Empty your pockets, Daisy. Right. Hey, sweetie. Hurst?
Hey,
Oh, wow. You had me worried there for a minute.
well, hold on now. I think there's an issue because
I don't.
I'm hearing you twice.
Oh, okay. I'm
Hold on.
only hearing you once.
See what I mean? Hold on a second. Let me go back out. Hold on.
Okay. I thought we was getting a treat, guys. I saw Candace's face up there. Yeah, they just probably needed money. All of them. Listen, I have no reason to bash Margie or say anything bad about Margie, but normally the apple don't fall far from the tree. You know what I mean? Hey, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yep, I can hear you.
All right. So what do you got to say on all this?
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting. It's infuriating.
Yeah. See, are you getting that feedback again?
I wasn't getting it to start with.
Yeah, I'm getting it again.
Have you got everything turned off?
Lord have mercy.
That's a possibility.
I do.
If they ask for money, it's for drugs, always. Hello, nerdy girl. Glad to see you here, hon. Rebecca, hello. Anybody that I've not spoke to directly, hello. I'm glad to see you here. 300 would be 100 for each adult in that motel room. Yeah, it would. Oh, really? I'm not saying she hasn't, but let's see the receipts. She's all the time asking other people to give Candace and Don money. Where are the receipts that she's done anything except throw the Cash App up? And nobody's actually asking her to support them. But if she wants people to give them money, then she ought to start with herself. And instead of giving them money, she should be giving it to a worthy cause, just like they are. She should be encouraging Don and Candace not to spend it, but to give it to something good, like hiring a private eye to try to find their child, like giving it to EquiSearch or some other organization. Okay, hang on a second. Let me drop another link for you. I don't know if we're ever going to get you up here where we don't have problems. I would love for you to be up here so we can talk. She's paid Candace's phone bill. Hang on. She paid Candace's phone bill. Ask her. All her mods know. How do they know? Rhonda, how do they know? Has she showed a receipt where she paid it? I can tell you that I paid Candace's phone bill. Huh? Like I was saying, I could say that I paid Candace's phone bill, and I almost guarantee you I could get people on YouTube to say, swear up and down I did, depending on what how I described it. But you know what? I haven't, and I wouldn't. But I can say anything I want to. Ain't that right? Can you not hear me, hon?
See, it's the same issues. You're speaking, but then it's talking. So I'm hearing what you already said.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry too. I don't know what the issue is. Everything's off.
Right. I don't know what the problem is, hon. Hello, Kate. I've not seen you in a while. The thing is, they think they are being godly by supporting her, and that no one of no diddly about this case. Wrong crime, crazy cow people. Yeah, I'm not hearing an echo either. I don't know what the problem is. Everyone has told Daisy, including Don, that Candace can't manage money. Don makes enough to support Candace. It's his wife and responsibly, not ours. Exactly. Um, Dakota, she's one of my mods. She's also one of my friends. And because we're speaking of Candace and Dawn, I'm assuming that's why she put it up there. Yes, it is. That name is stupid. It's not weird. It's stupid. I Googled how much from that hotel to Rogersville it would cost to drive. They said roughly $95. We will be something. Oh, dead and buried before Candy shows receipts, right? Just live and coming back in. Okay. Summer has been lost due to the drama since week 1. I don't know why. I don't know why she's throwing up the Cash App for Candace. No, as far as I know, remember she left it with the place that she got it from. She left it with them while she went to Arkansas to work. She's never came back, so I don't think she does. Is that going to be better, huh? Can you hear me?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. The money, I'm sure, went on
No, because
an
I've heard
upgraded
you say,
room.
can you hear me twice now? So it's
Okay.
doing the same thing.
Okay, I'm
Closed
sorry,
on the
baby.
tabs. While I'm talking, yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe next time.
Okay, babe. Yeah, it's something to do with the connection or something. I've been looking forward to your show all day, and you keep changing the time. Who, me? No, not me. I didn't even put out, I did like probably about 2 or 3 o'clock. I said I was going to do a show tonight and around 7:30 or 8 o'clock, but I've only put out one announcement that I was doing it. Putting up their Cash App ensures their presence on her channel. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Candus Wells can get out there and get a job and work like everybody else too. I agree, she can. Hello, Niecy Marie. But remember, she has to stop to all the hippie houses on the way home. Candace never got on YouTube to talk about Summer, but sure can go on YouTube and talk about herself. It's about her and Don. I did a show earlier, but I have more family coming in, so I'm trying to clean and I'm running behind while I listen to y'all in type. Okay, and clean. Oh, trying to type and clean. I feel for you, Justin. I see you. Hello, sweetie. Cow lady lies out both sides of her mouth. I wonder how much R&R can be bought with $300. Candace is only out to draw attention. It was getting too quick, and they need to panhandle for more money. Self-centered and looking for handouts. I agree. If they weren't, they would be putting the money to use to try to find their child towards something for their boys. I mean, we can't legally, we can't set up any kind of trust fund or something for the Wells boys unless we hire a lawyer and go through a whole big mess of stuff. And it would cost us around $500 to $1,000 just to be able to set the thing up. But for Don and Candace, they could set up a trust fund for their boys for when they get out of uh, foster care or out of the system. If they wanted, they could beg for money to put into a bank account for their children. The only reason Daisy stopped the fund was because Chat was telling her she could possibly get in trouble through YouTube. Actually, she talks out the side of her neck. Well, if they're in attendance, they are more than welcome to come up on this panel. Candace is in here now, and Don punk ass every live about Summer Wells. They're in attendance. Y'all going to prison. Rest in peace to that innocent little girl that was betrayed by her parents. So sad. I do support the Wells. I support them getting their shit together. I've always hoped they could turn it around. It's up to them. All the cash apps in the world won't help. That's right, hun. It won't. And Cow Lady in her chat really pushes people to feel guilty until they donate. Y'all are going to heaven for sure if you donate to help. I can't say that, guys. Only in her chat for 15 minutes. Do not like Cow Lady. Yeah, I don't think she should say that Candace is going to be on chat on panel and her never come up there either. They don't want to ask for money for their children. It's all about them and their habits. Also, in my opinion, she wanted that money to help pay for her hotel. She lied about going home. Dee Dee, only country people will get that. What did Dee Dee say? Are you trying to tell us you're a country person, Justin? I like that, Kathy. I support the Wells going to jail. Cash handed out to any addict is a huge no-no. Ask any recovery professional or anyone who works in solid programs seriously. That's 100% correct. Is Daisy pissed at Candace? Why would you say that? I donated money to the DCFS this year. That way, the little ones being removed can have their own backpacks, some kind of toy, and a few personal items like a toothbrush. Those poor babies, right? That's what I'm saying. Why does the money always have to go to Don and Candace? Why can't they raise money for something good? I'm country. Now we're talking about Daisy talking out of both sides of her mouth. I said she chews her cud twice. Only country people. Oh, okay, I got you, Justin. Let me ask you something. Why did they throw you a birthday party the other day? And did you attend? Oh, because Candace didn't go home. I don't know. Did Candace hang those flyers in Arkansas like she said she would? All I can say, and I know we all hate that word, but let's see some receipts, Candace. I don't believe she did. They didn't hang none in Tennessee. Why would they hang them in Arkansas? She simply told Daisy she can't come on panel to thank no one while Daisy raised money for her. Nana, hoping he would come on the live. Hoping who? Dawn? No, I didn't hear 555's threat. What was it? I went in there at the birthday thing and said, Happy birthday, Justin, but I got no response. Justin, how could you? You could have even said thank you. That's just a shame. I know, Mohawk. I'm just messing with him. Where did the rats chewed wires come from? It's not true. From what I hear, it's not true. Don is a kitty kitty. Oh, is that what it was? Is that why she couldn't hang no flyers? Because she couldn't walk. Well, I mean, if she broke her ankle, that was just what, a few weeks ago. So I guess that's why she didn't drive back to Tennessee with that $300 too, right? I tried to go on her panel, but StreamYard. Hang on a second, guys. Kids. They drive me nuts. She was walking around on Daisy's live a few nights ago. Oh, I was being sarcastic, honey. Kirsch, did you ever come and tell me what the threat was? Okay, here it is. Supposedly, per Daisy said 555 put a cease and desist out. She is highly offended by Justin's new blonde wig. Oh my goodness. Well, am I mistaken? Or isn't 555 supposed to be some kind of lawyer or something? Isn't that what she said? I think, in my opinion, Candace and Dawn knows where Summer is, and yes, they could have hid her really good. Well, that gets back to my original question. What's the difference between all these other parents and them? Think about it, guys. Everybody keeps saying, oh, well, Dawn and Candace, do y'all think they're smart enough to outsmart all these TBI agents and all them, blah, blah, blah? Well, guess what, guys? All these other parents that y'all think, and I say y'all as in general, not speaking directly to you guys, but do y'all think that all these parents out here that everybody believes did away with their children have outsmarted the law? I mean, they figured out something that works because we know in our hearts that they did that to their children. They did away with their children. It doesn't make them smart people, it just makes them lucky. So for Don and Candace to be able to get away with it this long, they don't have to be smart people, just lucky. And like I've said a million times before, they don't have to be smart enough to outsmart law. They just have to be smart enough to keep their mouths shut. Because evidently the law hasn't caught up to them yet. I'm behind, guys. Sorry about that. You can't stop. I'm a middle-aged man wearing a blonde wig and saying my name is Justin 555. Good luck with that. Hey, Justin, let me, honey, they're every day passing new laws and stuff. You have the right to identify as anybody you want. And all you have to do is say that's who you identify as, and let's see somebody try to get past that one. Just say you identify as that, and you're good to go. No one's been outsmarted. Don said that this is a professional situation. This is more than about them, in my opinion. Not only smart, but connected to bad people. Mrs. Donald Wells can't do a lot, apparently, and poor 555 gets offended too easy for YouTube. Well, she's supposed to be a lawyer. You'd think she could figure out some other way to deal with shit. You can not sue people for a parody. Fair game when you put yourself in public eye. The other Sharon. Well, hello, the other Sharon. The story seems to be about a lot more than Don and Candace being bad parents, though that is the core of this story. It is. Well, all these people are bad parents. I mean, look at little Oakley Carlson. Her parents tried to convince her sister and brothers or sisters, whatever the siblings are, that she was eaten by wolves, guys. Come on. Law enforcement has a reason to believe that she could have possibly been sold. Little Cody Bigsby, his dad, and evidently there was no mother. I don't know if it was an immaculate conception 4 times on the father's behalf or not, but there's no mother in that case. None to be found that I can find. 30 indictments on horrific things that he did to his children, and none of them are connected to the disappearance of Cody. This man is looking at 162 years in prison, and none of them has to do with Cody disappearing. So tell me, Don and Candace can't be put in jail for Summer's disappearance. That's bullcrap. We have to wait on law enforcement to gather all this evidence. That's bullcrap. Cody Bigsby's dad went to jail the day after he reported Cody missing. The man has not been let out of jail since. And that was, I thought I had it wrote down, but I hadn't got to his name yet. It was just last year, I believe it was. February of last year. Christine is no lawyer. It's her friend's baby's daddy, brother-in-law is the law. Oh, well, come on. If it's that close, we might as well just call Christine the lawyer. I mean, get real here. It's the same thing. In my opinion, they should have been arrested 2 years ago for circumstantial evidence. They are protected possibly by the uppers. Yeah, well, I think them uppers need to be put somewhere as well. And although this is not the right video to do this in, I want to ask y'all a question. There's enough of you in here that y'all have followed this case. Donald Sherfy Jr., do y'all remember how much his bond was? Brandon Lawson, do you remember how much his bond was? How many, the doctor over there, Callandine or Callandine or whatever it was, harmed 2 kids. And how many more that we don't even know about? He was a doctor. He was a prominent person of the city, of the town. How much was his bond? How much time did he get for hurting 2 children in his home? He got 2 years. 2. And I couldn't tell you what his bond is. I can't find the bonds for these people, but I know when they're not that high. They're not over $100,000. Brandon Lawson hurt 2 kids. One of them, his own child. It don't matter that it's a stepchild. That's still your child. Hurt 2 kids in church, no less. Over a period of what? 2-4 years, something like that. Repeatedly. Sherfy Jr., how many kids has he put out there online? What else may he have done that they didn't find out about? None of those 3 men, and there are others, trust me, there are way many others in Hawkins County. that literally hurt children. Their bonds were no more than $100,000. They got those three men just there, Sherfy, Callandine, and Lawson, a combined 9 years between them. That's all they had to serve over how many kids they hurt. Now tell me how Gary Simpson, when it wasn't even reported at first that he hurt Carly, he was just for kidnapping, right? Just kidnapping, custodial interference and kidnapping. When the man was picked up and took to jail, that man was given a $1 million bond. $1 million before the doctors come out and said that Carly wasn't hurt. Before the DA came out and said that there were being charges brought against Gary Simpson for harming that child. His bond was $1 million. How is this possible, guys? Do y'all not see that something is not right in this town? How could people put their hopes and prayers on a town that is so screwed up to actually bring the truth out? I'm sorry, I'm not against the law enforcement. I support law enforcement 100%. And I keep going back. Even if Gary, which I don't believe, but even if Gary did touch that child on top of her clothes, which is what he got a charge for, it was either that or kissing her on the lips. How can he get $1 million bond when we have a doctor who was there from 2005 to 2017 and hurt God only knows how many kids, was charged with hurting two of them in his own home that was spending the night with him? And that man only spent 2 years in prison, if that. Brandon Lawson only got 1 year and didn't even spend that. Sherfy got a combined 6 years. I think he got like 3 years for this and 3 years for that and 3 years for something else and 6 years for the last one. But it was put together so that he only has to spend a total of 6 years. They were run concurrent. That was the word I'm thinking of. How is that possible, guys? Gary Simpson was never supposed to come out of jail. And guess what? Gary Simpson never made it out of jail. Not even bond. He asked for a bond to be reduced. And they told him, if you want to pay for an ankle bracelet so that the Trent family can monitor where you're at every day, it'll cost you $300 a month. And you had keep in mind, it would have reduced it down from $1 million probably to 500,000. He would have still had to have come up with a large amount of money to a posted bond plus the 300 a month, so that the Trent family could keep track of where he was at. And it does state that it was the Trent family. Tell you something, I'm going to put this video out as soon as I can get it together. There's so much information to that case. But I have Dan Armstrong, the Attorney General or District Attorney, whichever one he is. I have him stating, now tell me, when was the last time you ever heard tell of a child having to go in court and testify to prove that she had been penetrated? That's what he says. In order for them to verify that she had been really abused, if you know what I'm talking about, what I just said, I just don't want to push my luck with it, she would have had to have come to court. You're telling me that a doctor couldn't have just verified that? He says the child had to go to court to verify that it happened. No, a doctor verifies it. So tell me. And then on top of that, What judge puts a gag order on the Attorney General's office and all law enforcement about the new info and evidence they got on a suspect? Not on the families or the witnesses or anybody like that, but on the Attorney General and everybody involved with law enforcement. They had a gag order put on them. I know there's a lot of people out here that don't see that there is some kind of connection there to the Summer Wells case, but there is. It boggles my mind. And with a 1 million, how many people do y'all know of in Hawkins County that has had a $1 million bond set for them? I remember a child, uh, the judge took my brother and I into his chambers to discuss what my dad did because they said we were too young to put on the stand. I missed that conversation, evidently discovering. But I didn't want you to think I was ignoring your comments. I'm not. There was a woman in Virginia who was told if she wore a wire to get 3 people busted, they would give her 2 kids back. She got her kids back even though she lost 3 permanently before, and guess what? Lost those 2. I'm looking for the rest of that. I don't know if I'm missing it or what. Oh, right after this, and she was just as bad as Don and Candus on drinking and drugs, not to mention the other bad criminal history. Let's show Nana appreciation. It's free, y'all. Touch that thumbs up. Thank you, hon. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, Yogi. I appreciate that, hon. Really. You don't understand how much I appreciate it. He said it all, in my opinion. Team Rose, I agree. Don has told us in bits and pieces what they did to Summer. Yeah, I think so. Nana, that's the first comment I've made in a little while because we're having a mild crisis here, so I'm doing more listening than typing. Okay, well, good luck, honey, and let me know if there's anything I can do. Not that I can do a whole lot from where I'm at and where you're at, but I'm here to listen. Mystic Rogue, are you doing better, hun? I know you said you wasn't feeling too hot earlier. He said he said it's a professional situation. He said he knew she was gone. He said the gruesome story, she was beaten, and unalived. I believe he's right. Well, I don't remember. Maybe it was Evil Exists put out there where Don makes a statement where he says, "I know where she's at. I know where she's at. She's in a motel room, being sold for a little bit of this, a little bit of that for drugs." Now, how would he know that? I mean, that's not. I couldn't imagine that would be where my mind would go if my child, I mean, my mind would go to the worst possible thing, which is they are no longer with me, possibly. But I could not sit in a situation and, put them in a situation like that and say that's what's going on with them. My mind, there's no way. I couldn't even, no. That's, ugh. Because he has been in that world for his entire life. That's how he knows. I have to agree with you, Nana, about them uppers. They need to be put. I believe every one of them needs to be investigated. I do too, honey. My point is, why does LE reward these criminals by setting out other criminals that do not change their ways? Is that why nothing is happening to Don and Candace? Because they told on people for things? Possibly. I mean, if you think back when they supposedly was took in and questioned, and the cops, come on, what criminal do you know of that the cop says, excuse me, guys, you're not making much sense. How about y'all go home, get your little lies straight, come up with some more excuses because you're not filling the timeline here. You need to come up with some more excuses, some more lies, get it all straight between the two of you, and then come back in and give us that story. What law enforcement does that? In just my opinion, since Biden has taken office, child has elapsed, exploded. Okay, exploded. Are the uppers the church leaders, or are they the sheriff, or a combination of? Try probably going on up the ladder, babes. More what I'm thinking lately. Go farther on up the ladder. I think Don had all those kids to get the girl worth the most, just my opinion. I think he secretly planned all this. Well, I don't know about that, but I'm trying to be patient on Lawson's release of information. We need this update. Honey, the update was the picture from TBI. They locked her up pretty fast and never let her out. Who? Are they talking about that blonde girl named Summer missing from her home? She's about 5 years old. Yes, that's who we're talking about, honey. She's been missing for 2 years with no evidence of what happened to her. Why has it Don's cell phone? Don and Candace were giving back their phones. So was Grandis. It's Hunter's that wasn't given back. Yeah, I don't believe that, Sleuth Fairy. I don't believe that. I would love to hear the actual 911 call too. The only reason we know that someone wrote "It's done" in Candace's phone is because of Hunter's testimony. We don't even know that's the truth, guys. We don't know that that ever took place. And I want everybody with an Android to go and see if you can pull up text messages that you've deleted. Megan Boswell. Oh, okay. They locked her up for lying at first and held her until they got most evidence and then found Evelyn. Right, exactly. Well, tell me why they can't do that for Dawn and Candace. They did the same thing in the Serenity McKinney case, the girl out of Kentucky, and her mom and that mom's boyfriend run to Kansas. They caught them, arrested them until they could get the charges they needed until they found the baby. Oakland Carlson's parents were arrested immediately. As soon as they found out she was gone, they got Adam Montgomery as soon as they could possibly get him and arrested him on other charges and held him until they got the evidence they needed. Tell me why they can't do that with Don and Candace. Look at Cody Bigsby's dad. As soon as he reported him missing without anything being fishy, they arrested him and he's never gotten out. He's been denied bond 5 times, guys. No, honey, they've not found her. That's what this is all about. They've never found her. No evidence, no nothing. We don't even truly know when she went missing, what time of day it was, who she was with, where she was at. Nothing. All we know is that the public, because I'm not going to say Don and Candace don't know where she's at, or even that law enforcement don't know where she's at. All we know for a fact is that the public does not know where this child is at. So many questions, too many questions, yes. That was not an update. Lawson needs to make official statement at press conference. I don't know who that little girl is they released on that age progression photo. Yeah, because it dang sure not. It sort of looks like Candace when she was 12 years old. I don't know how many of y'all still got that picture out there, but it's still out there floating around. I've still got it. But she looks a little bit like her, but that ain't no 7-year-old kid, I'm telling you. Yeah, I do want to say thank you again, hun, for that. Thank you so much. That is very much appreciated. Not expected, but very much appreciated. Don said they will never find her. I believe Don a lot of the time. Yeah, there's truth in every lie that's told. Can I see your comments? Or are you talking to ICU? Not that I know of. I disagree with too many questions. Just having this information here may be a lead to find a missing child. Thank you. I appreciate that. All we have is pure speculation, lies to go off of, thanks to diddling Don and scammed us. You were commenting and it wasn't showing. I could see you, babe. I can see Vanessa too. My phone acted weird. I hit a button on my phone, but I finally fixed it just now. Okay. Yes, Strawberry Kisses, your comments are being seen also. White Boy is talking about Nana and saying Margie is dying. Why is White Boy talking about me? I don't talk about that man. I really believe Don and Candace know, and they wish the rest of us would forget about it, but we can't. I just asked my cell phone if I can restore deleted messages, and I can. Wow, it's step by step. Yeah, but I don't think Hunter would have had that time to go and do all that and follow directions. I think Dawn manipulated this whole thing, but made Candace believe that it was her idea. Yes, ma'am. He's been talking about me for the last 5 minutes. Well, I guess if he's talking about me, he's leaving somebody else alone. I know what kind of person I am. I ain't worried about what somebody else thinks about me. Don't touch the buttons, as Smiley always says. I don't understand. White boy needs to leave Nana's name out of his mouth. She hasn't bothered anyone. Thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate that, hon. Is there 100% proof of our summer on the 15th of June 2021? Oh, and remember how many people CW has accused, but someday CW will crack, in my opinion. Yeah. Don and Candace never thought Summers Got Gone would ever go nationwide. They thought she would be a little coverage, then forgotten about. We are Summers Army. Yeah, I don't think he would have had time to have done that. Let him talk to his heart's content. More curious eyeballs for Nana's channel. True, Alpaca Maid. Thank you. I think they've come to terms with their daughter's life and destiny, and I think they are getting away with a lot of crimes. They might love thought they might have thought they'd make money from showing their story on Dr. Phil. That's national coverage. Don must have put her there. Sorry, guys, not wearing the glasses again today. How are these two not in jail? We don't know, babe. I go where I want, always have. Hopefully, they're trumping up the charges on them crimes. Spreading awareness for summer. Yes. So is Daisy's boyfriend back in jail or back in Tennessee? I don't know. Or maybe it was part of the professional situation to have the Wells go on Dr. Phil. Maybe this is way bigger than we think. I think she was selling the kids on the hill or in the shed. Remember, Don said, we just got her back. What does that mean? Well, there's a lot of people that disagree with that. Right, I agree, Discovery. 100%. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people that agree with you. There's a lot of people that don't think that. I happen to be one of the people that heard it somewhere other than Ziggy's channel. And was there a closed case on the 14th? Like any facts to that? No, there's not. Hello, Marlena. Can we please keep Trev Time in our prayers? He's not doing too well, according to his recent community post. What's going on with him, hon? And absolutely, everybody, please say a prayer for Trev. Thank you, ladies, for looking out for me. Anyone hear that rumor that one of the bad cops burned that horrible mattress with all that evidence on it? No, I didn't hear that. Can somebody please let us know what's going on with Trevor? He doesn't know yet. Is he in the hospital? He's been very sick last few months with gastro and gastrointestinal issues they can't figure out yet. Lots of tests being ran. Praying. Thank you, Justin. In my opinion, it doesn't matter how Don and Candace were raised. A lot of people had bad childhood, but you have to get over it and go on. Yeah, we know. Let him say what he wants to say about me. What have I said bad about the Wells, except that they need to collect money and put it to good use? And why haven't they? Trev, Trevor, Lee, Trev Tom, it's Candace's only excuse how she was raised. I mean, all of them were probably hooked on as children. I'm not just Shay. I'm not. Yeah, Dana Lynn. He's evidently still sick. Yeah, according to that recording, she did. Thank you, Sparkling. He wants those clicks and views like the farm lady got with the Wells on her platform. Although they did say she wasn't allowed around the kids, that's still puzzling as well. That's true. The house was tested for drugs and it was hot. He supports the Wells because he's always up Don's butt. And yes, the true, we seen what he does over today on Daisy's channel. Hello, DC. Well, thank you, Victoria. We love you too, hon. But CW being so concerned about Grandis early on timeline is not adding up with DW leaving, etc., and the Subaru sus. No, he's talking about White Boy, Chloe. I wouldn't worry about White Boy. He's not the sharpest tool in the box. I believe the story's from Don's sisters. Well, I do too. Okay, I know it's out there, but do y'all think that the camper was the key? Because the camper was put into the storyline several times. Oh, please. Every time Daisy puts up Candace's Cash App, I don't. Oh, you donate. Okay, I started saying, I thought you were saying they donate. You donate to Jude's Children's Hospital. Well, that's awesome, hon. Sorry, I thought it was after a Trev comment. My apologies. No, it's okay, babe. I understand. And we're all protective of Trev. Was letting everyone know the bone cancer with Don's daughter was a rumor. He does realize Don started that rumor, right? I don't know. What father says within 3 days, oh, we just got her back. I'll see her in the resurrection. Yeah, I don't know of any, hon. There should be legal in cases like this. Yes, it should. And it would probably help if law enforcement would actually get out and start pulling people in and actually talking to them and questioning them and interrogating them. A father who knows his child is not alive anymore. That's what kind of father. Yeah, I'm sure law pretty much did that. Well, I'm trying to get it up there and keep it up there. There it is. I almost fell out. What the crap? I almost fell on the floor when DW made the statement. They're like, they sure like to get sympathy with all these health ailments, yeah. Ellie has been doing so much that the public doesn't know they most definitely are not slacking. Well, it's been 2 years, honey. Well, maybe because they all living in the hotel or the slap people say they heard on the live. Thank you, Alpaca. Yes, guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. You know how the algorithm wants to see that. Blonde, blue eyed kids are worth a lot of money in the trafficking world. It's sad, guys. Children should be priceless at home with loving parents and a loving family. Everyone that they have accused has either been locked up or they're not leaving or living anymore. Hmm, that's interesting. Yes, we do. I agree 100%. All right. Hang on a second, guys. All right. You're concerned about getting a death. Know if he's got eyesight problems, but how can he get you and BHP? I don't know how he can. This is what's being said over there, guys. Says he's claiming that you're on Hawkins County about getting a death certificate out for summer. I don't know if he's got eyesight problems, but how can he get you and BHB mixed up? It ain't me, guys. Listen, let's get something straight here. I can't get anything from the state of Tennessee. You have to be a Tennessee resident to get something from the state of Tennessee. Okay, my ID says I'm from another state. So I can't request records. I can't do shit as far as getting paperwork. So whatever he thinks he knows, hey Trev, a lot of people's been praying for you in here, son. Whatever he thinks he knows, he's wrong. I just wonder how many children did they do this way before they started their own. They're from state to state, so there's no telling how many kids that they have hurt. So thankful for the prayers. They mean more than anyone knows. Well, they are truly given, hun. Hey, Robin. You're fine, sweetheart. I'm sure they can go to the church to get stuff. They go eat for free at the church. Well, as I said earlier, why can't they take some of the money that people are giving them and donate it to the church? I mean, Don thinks the world of the church, right? So do some of God's work. You're supposed to, hand over tithes to the church. When was the last time Don Wells gave the church anything? When was the last time he did any work for the church? Or for God, for that matter? Hello, crafting. I heard that DW and CW took out life insurance on Summer 2 months before she went missing and not the boys. Very sus. I don't know if that's true or not, hun. For one, because I don't think 2 months is long enough for a policy to even go into effect. I'm continuously praying for you. Stay strong and keep your faith. God is good. Yes, He is. Amen. Church is a hospital for sinners. Yes. My mother always taught me church is for sinners, not saints. Because if everybody was a saint, there wouldn't be no need for a church, right? White boy is a felon, so he's mad he can't talk to Don, the felon. Yeah, but the thing about it is with her disappearing, even if the policy goes into effect, um, without a known cause of death, they can't pay out, especially if something's under investigation. Well, it don't matter whether if you're naturally good or not, or if you're a sinner. You don't need church. You just need to gather where two or more gather. That's what makes a church. It could be old stuff like Tom T. Hall sings about, or it could be a big, fine, fancy church. Of course, I don't agree with big, fine, fancy churches because if you got all the $6 million to put on an addition to a big, fine, fancy church, why didn't you take that money and put it somewhere where it could do some good, like feeding the hungry children that are out here on the damn streets, or making sure those children who are out here on the streets have a place to lay their head down? Don't get me started on big churches. I personally think a church needs to be a building to keep the rain off the top of your head and hard benches that you can sit on. If you need heat, get a space heater, put it in there. That's all you need. You don't need all this fine, fancy trims and all that crap. You're worshiping the Lord. You're not worshiping anything or anybody else in that church. If you got all that kind of money to spend on a building, use it for something good. The children in this world that need it. Yes, sir, we are. 100%. Exactly. Never felt so lonely as being in a large church. Have church at home. We do because we don't celebrate pagan holidays, and it's just too hard to go to churches that do celebrate them. Well, that's a touchy subject right there, but yes, you can have your church services at home. Invite your friends over. If you can't invite friends over for church, call up somebody else that you know believes in God and just talk with them on the phone. You can fellowship on the phone with them. That's church, guys. Anytime you are discussing the good Lord above and fellowshipping with anybody, that is church. Church does not consist of four walls and a roof. Church consists of people who believe and want to learn and who try to abide by the word of God. Yes, or food and clothing to wear. Yes, absolutely. Anywhere your knees and heart can open. Yes, anywhere your knees can touch and your heart can open. Hi, Tig. We've missed you. That's about it. It's a fashion show anymore. Much love, Victoria. Thank you so much. I have to go lay down, but I love everyone and am very thankful for this community. Justice for Summer. Well, we're thankful for you too, Trev. You try to get you some rest, hon. God bless you. I like God's cathedral in nature. I feel closest to my creator. Team Rose's channel link, guys. Yes. A lot of people do go to church to be seen in what they're wearing. Split a piece of wood, lift the stone, I'm there. Amen to that, Shabaka. God has to be crying for his children and the world we live in. I remember when I was little, we went to Sunday school classes, and then we would come to the big church, and then there would be a break, an intermission, and everybody would go outside, and then after church they would have, a potluck dinner for everybody, and all the kids would run around and play, and the grown-ups would socialize, and it was just an awesome time. And I still remember the books of the Bible that I've memorized in my Sunday school class, and my Sunday school teacher's name, Miss Gloria. I mean, that my mom was very big in the church. My dad was a deacon. Um, some of the happiest memories I've got as a child was in church. Thank you, Robin. Like I've said before, guys, and I know y'all hear it all the time, but y'all don't hear me asking for crap. If you want to give, it's very much appreciated. It is not expected by no means, but understand it is appreciated, and it's not spent on anything it shouldn't be spent on. I certainly wasn't making sure pronouns are correct. It certainly wasn't making sure pronouns. Yeah, exactly. Trev, not sure if your symptoms, but you and anyone with abdominal pains, change in stool, fatigue, itching, many other symptoms, please look up alpha lactose allergy and have lab drawn. Is it something that's going around, Teague? I would love to teach Sabbath school lessons. I love God's word. Well, honey, all you gotta do is start you a channel. Start you a channel and teach them. There are a lot of people out there that don't have the opportunity or the way to go to church. That the only thing they have is online or on YouTube. Does anybody know if Candace made it back to? No, she didn't. No. Did you not see her video she had out last night, her live stream? Oh, yes, we did that too. Loved the offer church dinners. My dad drove the church bus. Times have changed. No more after church dinners. Is sad. It is sad. Well, you back then though, you went to church that Sunday morning. You went to church Sunday evening, and you went to church every Wednesday evening. That don't happen no more either. I'm still trying to figure out those early texts from Candace to Jenna. She said Donnie was not at work, right? Everything changes but the word of God. See, right there you go. CB says she loves Bible lessons online. Donnie, you have the best channel ever and all very kind chat folks. Well, thank you, Pamela. She told Daisy yesterday she was going this week. I was having terrible problems. No definite diagnosis could be obtained until one evening. I had an anaphylactic reaction and in ICU. Finally, an intern checked blood for alpha gal and got to the bottom of it. Oh, well, that was a smart person then, huh? Glad they checked. How can Candace be in Arkansas and Don in Tennessee with only one car taken to Arkansas from the beginning? Yeah, I was wondering about that before too. I saw JLR had done a video, but he used old footage, but it showed that the car was still in Arkansas. And I was wondering how they did that. If you go to my comment section, honey, there's somebody in there on the video I did today. There's somebody in there that she got a bunch of it that she can make out, and it's in there, gives you the times and stuff. Which part of the Bible do you follow? Turn the other cheek or an eye for an eye? Both. I don't pick and choose what part of the Bible I try to follow. I don't know if she knew she was live or not. I know they say that she's took that down now. I still cannot figure out what the Hello Fuzzy Candace said in her live, if that is what you want to call it, right? There you go. That's it, Team Rose. Both. I turn the other cheek before I punch them in the eye. After the you turn, act like you didn't see nothing. No, technically, what you're supposed to do is turn the other cheek. And if that doesn't still work, then and they hurt you, then eye for an eye. An eye for an eye is a turn the other cheek. In the Bible, and yes, I'm elaborating here with the articles, okay? But it says in the Bible, if somebody comes up and steals your jacket, and you have purse and shoes that match that jacket, you are not supposed to get mad at them for stealing that jacket. What you're supposed to do is offer them the shoes and the jacket, or the purse and the jacket that goes with it. Because obviously, if they stole that jacket, they needed it worse than you did. Tig, what did you have? I'm starting a protocol. I have RA, but it's said it's Lynn and confections. She thinks I have a, oh, I can't pronounce all those words. So no, I didn't say nothing about that. I said you're supposed to do eye for eye depending on the severity of it. He's not supposed to be. Thank you, Robin. I think some people are so good inside, they truly can't imagine some of the horrible things that do go on in this world. Summer Wells missing from Rogersville, Tennessee, June 15, 2021, age 5, now 7, blonde hair, blue eyes, 4 foot tall, 40 pounds, wearing pink shirt, gray pants, barefooted. Any credible tips, please call 1-800-TBI find. The Sound of Freedom movie was sad, but a great outcome. Tim Ballard, Operation Underground Railroad. 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 Should be railroad, I think. I don't think it was an accident because of how calm Candace and Grandis acted at the end of the day. Zoots and boots. Offer the jacket. They are less likely to steal again. Hello. The Ten Commandments are simple, and starting there will open the eyes for so many people. Yeah, true. Every time I leave the house, my friendly neighborhood Tennessee state trooper is there, but Don can drive illegally. Yeah, I want her to be alive, but I feel she is with Jesus. But wouldn't it be wonderful to have her found alive and well? She wouldn't want for one thing her army would see to that. I almost guarantee that her army would see to that. I almost guarantee you, if that child was to pop up, you want to talk about some money that would be raised, she probably would never want for anything in her entire life, including her entire school, college career. There's too many people in this world wants that baby found. And it's not just nationwide, it's worldwide. Nana did a great job of covering the movie trailer, putting the actions behind the words, using the platform to help children. I don't, yeah, she was live at 5:30 this morning. It was her and Sherry and some other woman, and the other woman was on there. They were arguing politics. I didn't really hear Daisy talking, but Sherry and the other woman was really arguing politics. And Sherry was trying to inform the other woman that before she'd be allowed to say anything, she had to clear it with Sherry first, which didn't make a whole lot of sense to me because Sherry went to college in 1908, maybe, but I don't see how her going to college has any relevance to what's going on today. In every country in the globe knows Summer Moon Utah Wells' name, I'm sure. Yes, I am too. Why should Fred Hill keep his mouth shut? Hey, I'm for anybody on that hill, on that road, out of that community, out of that whole stupid county to run their mouth as much as they possibly want to. If they want to tell lies, go ahead. Because, like we say, there's a little bit of truth in every lie told, and somebody's going to slip up somewhere. I just think Daisy will lose a herd of subs that sent Candace money. I wish all you tragedy pimps would stop the lies. Well, Amy Madison, would you please like to come on panel and explain to me what lies I'm telling? And explain to me how I'm a tragedy pimp. Here, I'll drop the link for you. I mean, if you have, you want to come in here and say something like that, you should have the rear end to back it up. There's the link. Right there. Go ahead and grab it. Come on up here. Come on, Amy. You want to make a statement like that? Back it up. You know what kills me about people like you, Amy? And I said this to somebody in my comment section the other day too. It's sad when I can honestly sit and say this, that Don Wells himself has more class than you. That's sad to say, but it's so true. Don Wells does not sit around and call me names. He does not sit around and accuse me of shit. And as you can tell, I can call Don up and talk to him when I damn well please. And he answers the phone. So, Amy, come on up here. I'm waiting. Shit like that just pisses me off. I don't mind other people having opinions. I don't even mind if you don't like me and you got something to say about me. But stop calling me a damn tragedy pimp. Stop saying I'm lying. You want to say I'm lying? Get up here and prove it. Anyways, well, I wonder where she went. She didn't come up on panel, guys. Where is the effing desperation in finding Summer? Even the Chris McDonough video at the pond, she is not upset or desperate looking for or acting. Yeah. We all know you are not doing anything but telling the truth and keeping Summer's name alive. Thank you, poor Huskies. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Come on, Amy Madison. Come on down. I'd love to get in one of these moods and actually have somebody get on here and try to argue with me. And we're being nice and giving her an opportunity to explain what she means so we can correct her, unlike others who block people for simply asking a question. Um, nah, okay, well, he was wrong. I'm not Kathy. Candace has never lived in my house. She was really mean to her own sister before, so the day will come, hopefully, when the truth shines. They know where she is. That's why they don't look. Can someone find a new label for tragedy pimp? I'm just sick of the phrase, just want justice for Summer. Honey, I don't use that word. Well, put it this way. If Amy Madison is somebody from Cow Lady's channel and she's what about the third or fourth one that's come over here, why don't Cow Lady have the balls to come over here herself? She'll go and argue on PG's channel. She'll go talk to PG, but she won't come and talk to me. Why is that? Yeah, she does need to understand and be corrected. There you go. Don't write a check that your ass can't cash. Well, it don't help if you're not on panel, and we don't argue about the right things. None of you have a true heart. She probably miserable in her own life. Just ignore her. You're for Summer. Yes, that's true. Well, if that was her, then she didn't have these shit in her drawers to come up on panel. If she's the one that's actually sending them people over here, she needs to come over here and answer for that. Sick of the word tragedy pimp because most of the ones using that word want exactly that themselves. Exactly. Hey, let me tell y'all something. I had somebody telling me the other day, I won't say who, because people are sick of hearing the words tragedy pimp. Um, but I had somebody the other day tell me that I was using Summer's name for clicks and views or whatever. The phone call with Don. I should be ashamed of myself. Blah blah blah. And my plain and simple question. Well, would you rather me come on here and talk bad about people and put people down and make bad comments about them and in some of the roughest times of their life or whatever and make money from that? Would that make me a better person if I did that? If that's how I came on here and made my money? Would that be better? I didn't get no response. Because I mean, I know some people that get on here and do nothing but make fun of other people and, click their channels and, talk about them and make fun of them. And, you know, I don't think that's a very good personality to have. And I dang sure wouldn't want that kind of personality. Right. I think Amy's from White Boy's channel because as soon as he ended, she popped up. Honestly, because she knows what you're made of. PG isn't made of much. Been watching a long time, but usually don't chat. Been here for since day one. Well, thank you, Miss Criminologist. I appreciate that. Oh, I know she's been calling me a bully for a while. Oh, I stole the jacket. Oh, wow. Okay. I've never laid eyes personally on the jacket. So everybody can have an opinion. Just don't be ugly, right? Hi, hon. Glad to see you, Janie. Well, ain't that how us country people say it, Justin? Daisy knows not to come over here. I think she's scared of Nana. Nana never presents herself like the cow lady does, and we don't support suspects here. Yeah, because I'd be asking Daisy how's she going to answer in the court of law if they're ever found guilty? Because she's going to be called into court, and she's going to have to answer for why she knew certain things and didn't report it. The other Sharon, my child is missing. I don't know where she is in the world. Most parent would go to, they dropped. They just hide and party, lie, play games, hoaxes, etc. Woke up. What is wrong with your brain, right? If she's from over at Daisy's, look what she does, Daisy. Be on live, go out over to PG to knows every 2 minutes, right? Crafting with Amy, thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate that, really. I appreciate everything that all of you do. No, Nana doesn't have a Venmo. I have Cash App and I have PayPal, sweetheart. I'm not that tech savvy, if you want to call it that. But I do have, like I said, I've got Cash App and PayPal, but no Venmo. Hey, Bob, I didn't see you come in. Oh, Justin, thank you. You didn't have to do that, sweetheart. I appreciate it very, very, very much. I don't know if she actually has it. That's why I clicked on it, because I thought she actually meant she had a missing child. I think she was just making a statement. But the other Sharon, please. Okay, Justin, no. Yeah, she was making a statement. But that was why I clicked on it, Justin's, because that's what I thought she was saying. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you so very much. Texas lady, thank you. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. Don and Candace are not victims. They're evil. If you support them, you need to go to the doctor. I'm sure there's a pill for dumbass. I'm sure there is. Oh, Lord. Thank you, Robin, for putting that out there. The other Sharon, I was going to be like, girl, let's help. Thank God you don't, though. Yes, thank God she doesn't. Guys, hang on one second. Let me run and get my phone charger because my phone's fixing to die and I'm running off the hotspot. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, guys. I'm sorry it took so long. I couldn't find my charger. Thank you, Kirst. I appreciate that, hon. You're not allowed to order nothing off of Amazon. Quit opening up my Amazon app. My cat's trying to order something off of Amazon, guys. Walked right across my phone and opened it up. Alpaca May, guess what I have this weekend, lady? Yep, another rock and roll show. I want to go, Robin. I couldn't understand nothing Candace was saying either, and I listened that freaking video 10 times. I gave up. Smart kitty, yeah, smart kitty. I don't know if y'all ever watch the kiddie soap opera on YouTube. I love it. And it's got Willow and Weezer and Tigger and Dapper on it. I love that little kiddie soap opera. I love rock and roll. Out another dime in the jukebox, baby. Yep. Now, Justin, you can't be that old. I can't imagine that you really know what a real jukebox is. Probably trying to order catnip. Yep. Probably. Yep. My when I get my check next time, I've got to try to order my son some. That reminds me, I got to try to order my son some. Uh, what is it called? Scrubs. My y'all be proud. My oldest son is going to. He's started a new career. He's started out with the CNA, getting his CNA license. Then he's going to move on up to get his LPN, and then he's going to go ahead and try to go to school for a RN. Yeah, RN. I would love to go with you. Trust me, we would have a blast. You do know what an old jukebox is. Drop another quarter in the jukebox. We all work to pay our bills. Can you imagine going on YouTube and making up bogus situations, begging for money? No, but that reminds me of another couple that does that. Not saying no names, but let me tell you, I've seen that other couple within an hour, seriously, racked in over $700 in an hour. Um, Ditto, Nana. It is the hubby Southern Rock Classic Country. Inquiring minds want to know. I think he's more like Bob Seger, isn't he, Robin? Bob Seger, Dr. Hook, that kind of stuff. Tammy and I said she was bright enough and personable enough to work. I thought it was kind of a compliment. People need to encourage her, not coddle her. Bottom line, she just plain doesn't want to, right? CW was saying something about trusting DW and couldn't believe what he did. Michelle had a clean up audio today. I watched her this morning and she said she was going to try to get one. Okay, well, for me, it was quarter. For you, it's a dime. This day and age, have you been out this day and age, Alpaca Maid? It's $5. $5 for like 3 songs. I am. I am a very proud mother. Very proud. Now we just got to get his scrubs for him. He bought him some because he's taking his first classes now, but he bought him some. But and he bought this, I think he said he bought large or mediums. Anyways, and they were too big, but he thinks it's because the ones they got had the elastic in the back and the tie in the front. And while he's working, they keep falling. So he got him a large shirt, but the pants was just the wrong size. I think he needs smalls. In other words, look at the real picture. Stop being sucked in by the poor me's. If I was online, I wouldn't be able to stop talking about my missing kid. I wouldn't be able to talk or take it. I agree, honey. Nana, you should do a night to see who can come up with the most bogus situations to get out of work. That sounds like a good Saturday night, huh? A fun Saturday night. You should do a night to see who can come up with the most bogus situations to get out of work. Okay, believable, but they have to be believable. Well, semi believable, anyways. We can't say like aliens come and kidnapped us or something, you know. They do Journey, John Bon Jovi, John Mellencamp, and so on. More 80s music, and they have wrote some originals. And they don't do Bob Seger. Yeah, $5. When was the last time you was out, Justin? For like 3 songs in a digital jukebox that don't always have the best songs. The other Sharon, look at their behavior. It is not that parents that have a child missing, they're partying and don't care. Is that Don in the pic you posted on the thing? Yes, it is. It's Don Candus and the baby. Yes. None, I was listening but not chatting. Just wanted you to know you're loved and you're doing God's work in this fight for summer. No trolls can ever take that away. Proud to call you my friend. I am very proud to call you my friend, Trevor Lee. I promise you I am, huh? Always. Always, son. And thank you. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate that, hon. My kids are hard workers and my one's a concrete finisher. He's been doing it since he was 17 years old. So anybody around this area, within 3 counties of this area, if you need concrete work done, I know the best in the business. No, Bob Seger. Oh, Robin, before I go out with you, you're going to have to tell the hubby he's got to learn Bob Seger. Oh my God, or at least Dr. Hook. Thank you, Robin, for putting Trevor's channel up for me, hon. That was so sweet of you, Trevor. Thank you so much. Yeah, Dawn's daughter, who was so sick, was heard cooking dinner. Yeah. Yeah, she sounded real sick. It looked like Candace was taking real good care of her, too, huh? Yes, we have a reason to be a proud mother. Yes, absolutely, Nisa Marie. Praying for you, Trev. Thank you for keeping Summer's name out there as well. I'm proud of Trevor for the work that he does simply because of his age. Not a lot of people Trevor's age can get that involved and do as hard a work as he does for children or for a good cause, period. How does Candace have a family member 3 doors down that's dying when she's not even from Arkansas? Yes, he is a wonderful, wonderful young man. I don't know. I was wondering why she didn't ride back with him. Thank you, Nana. Our kids need this fight from us all. Honored to be a part of it. Well, we're honored just to know you, son. Yes, I've caught my breath. I'm died in the wool, rock and roll. But dang, if I didn't end up with a classic brained opera singer who couldn't sing rock to save his life. Oh, wow. I don't know if I could do that. You don't think Don wants her in Tennessee? Pickle juice. Do you eat pickles? Drink pickle juice. You don't have to drink a whole bunch, just a little bit. If you can't do that, suck on a peppermint candy. I mean, you have a good reason. Y'all, I'm getting beat up by the sleep monster. I always try to hang with all the channels I love and catch their lives, but I'm losing. It'll be all right. You won't lose too bad. I promise you. If you let them win, you'll probably enjoy it a whole lot more. Let me tell y'all something. I do not sleep during the day. Sometimes, if I'm really, really super tired, I might take a nap maybe for an hour until somebody calls me and it'll wake me up during the day. But of a morning when I get up, it don't matter if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, six. If I'm awake for the rest of the day. I went to sleep at about 10 o'clock last night. Got woke up at 4:30 this morning. Was up until about 8, and then I'd taken some Tylenol for a headache and was gonna just lay down for a minute or two, because I'd gotten up so early. Guys, I did not wake back up until 1:30 today. I have never done that. Well, not since I was probably a kid. I could not believe it was 1:30. I thought my computer was messed up when I looked at the computer. Yeah, I think his daughter's taking care of Candace. Well, if Margie's supposedly that sick, then whose room was Candace in last night? Because that woman did not sound like she was that sick. Then again, that could be if that's true. If she was in somebody else's room, um, and Margie is passing 3 doors down, that could be what she was referring to when she said, "I can't believe he went back." We'll know something later. Maybe she's talking about that Margie was in such bad shape she couldn't believe that Don left to go back to Tennessee when his daughter needed him at the worst point in time. I mean, guys, it's a possibility. Don't you think? It would at least make sense. I mean, not make sense to us because we don't know why she's not crying over Summer, but it would make sense as to what she was saying, why she was saying it. But that's only if she was in somebody else's room, which is very possible. Because, I mean, did y'all get a look at that little boy that was bouncing around last night? To me, that didn't look like the same one that Don hugged in the video where he went off that night. And I didn't know Don's granddaughter was named Freya. And that's what that guy was calling his daughter, was Freya, which I find really odd because one of my granddaughter's cats is named Freya. That's the first time I'd ever heard the name. Oh, Daly, thank you. I think each and every one of you guys are special, and y'all do mean the world to me. I hope you all know that. That was Margie's little boy. Okay, well, that's fine, but I guess not. No nurse for the sick person, not in the hospital. Well, she could be on hospice, hon. I wonder if the farm will be on tonight. Maybe she can shed some light on what the hell is going on with Candace. White boy says she's dying and not expected to make it. What does Freya mean? It's just a name. I mean, it's like my granddaughter looks up all names she names her cats, and they have to have special meanings. So, it's like Wonderful Sunshine or something silly like that. I'm just saying I'd never heard the name before until I heard my granddaughter name her cat that, and then on that video last night, that's what that guy was calling that little girl. Yes, Don had to go back because his PO told him he had to come back. Freya, meaning lady or mistress. It was also the name of the mythological Norse goddess of love and beauty. Okay, there you go. That's what the word Freya means, or the name. I hope they're not making a hoax out of Margie. She doesn't deserve to be put in the situation. If it's true, I will pray for her. Well, I already do pray for her, and I told Don I would pray for her when I was on the phone with him. And when I texted Margie earlier, I told her I was praying for her. But she still has not seen my thing yet. She hasn't read it yet. So if Candace doesn't return home, should she return the $300? Well, I think they should have to pay back all the money that they've gotten, in my opinion. Especially in the beginning when it was supposed to have been going towards finding the baby. There was a Freya in the Vikings TV show. I hope she recovers too, hon. Thank you. I had a bone infection after a knee surgery. It was hell. However, I went home alone on IV vancomycin for 6 months. Patients no longer have to stay in the hospital for IV infusions. Right. They have a big line and they teach you how to clean the IV every morning, every night. They teach you how to do the medicine. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. What about the 2 tents I purchased for the homeless lady and the 3 kids and all the money that was donated for food and other supplies? Candace was supposed to go to Walmart. Well, I'm telling y'all, I don't think Candace and Don needs to pay it back. Candace said she would show receipts, and nobody ever talks about that on Daisy's channel. It's just swept under the rug, right? Thank you, Robin, for putting Kirst's channel out there. So Margie is dying, and Candace just wants to come home. Seek here. Is it true IV substance users can get bone? Yes. Cleo, yes. That is normally the most reason that they do. But I will ask Seek here. Is it normal for somebody who had a wreck 15 years ago for them to get a bone infection? Candace said in Farm's chat that the tents were given away. Good old pig lines, yep. I know I had to take care of my brother when he had his first leg cut off and he got a bone infection. And they had to put a PICC line in and I had to take care of it for like, I think it was 6 weeks. He had to have IV drugs. OMG, yes, in my opinion, that's probably why she has the bone infection. It's not too far fetched to think because of the lifestyle that they all live and where they live. I've been trying to get that out there, but people just don't sort of buy into I talk around the bush too much, I guess. So there's no way that a 15-year-old bone or a 15-year-old accident she could get a bone infection from it now. Because that's what Dawn's saying, why she has a bone infection, which I wasn't buying to begin with, but he right there goes. I'm back. I'm sorry. Robin, I feel horrible that that woman who is an immigrant had kids and had nowhere to go. That bone is outdated. It healed and hardened after 15 years. They are making it up as they go. Well, I didn't believe it. I didn't, not when he said it. But I know what the real cause, well, I can't say I know what the real cause is. I know what normally causes bone infections like that, but I wasn't just going to throw it out there. I've never heard of a car accident from 15 years ago can lead to bone infection, maybe from past steel plates. If Don will lie, if it's a lie about Margie, then it's not too far of a stretch to think they starved Summer and shaved her head to try and pass her off as a cancer patient so they could grift. Pat D, hello, hon. I hate insincerity. I hope that's not directed towards me, baby. Like the bone injury, like the knee injury, like the foot injury, like the heart injury. All BS, he says. Well, I guess he thinks they will. I'm a little bit smarter than the average bear. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. I don't believe nothing nobody tells me. Not for sure. But I won't come out and call him a liar until I've got proof. I've heard of past metal plates and bone infections. Other than that, I can't think of much. Mm. Daisy and Candace both know if she cries on video, her subs will give money. Pity party getting old. Um, Justin, for all you tried, Candace will have to answer to a higher power one day for all of her evil ways. I'm glad to hear that, Patty. I didn't want you upset with me over the conversation we were having the other day. I would still like to do that one day when you get you know, when you feel you can do it. Every time Don and Candace get around people, something happens to them or their family members evil. My mother's 76 with years old with a metal plate. We've never heard of bone infections. I'm intrigued. Their bones miraculously heal within hours. Hey guys, there was I forgot I didn't go live or didn't do a video or something, and I can't remember exactly what was said. But somebody sent me something about one of their subs dug up. It was another creator. So one of their subs dug up something about Candace and when the things she did at Walmart and when she went to court. And it sort of coincided with, I think she went to court like the 12th of June or something over that. And Summer goes missing the 15th of June. And then there was another court date, like the 13th or some 14th of July. And then the boys get took the 22nd of July. Y'all might want to look into that because I'd forgotten all about it until just now. But does her threats that she made to Walmart and her having to go to court have anything to do with maybe DCS being called? And I mean, what was when you say something should be uber big, boom, boom, is that mass terrorizing? I don't like saying words because I don't know what I can and can't say on here, and I don't want to get demonetized or get struck or whatever it is. I wish I could figure out what that was. Hang on a second. Oh, I don't have those on here, so I can't look on there and find the email I'm talking about. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Remembers what she threatened to do to Walmart or what she said should be done to Walmart? Well, could the charges on that have been a little bit more than just making a threat? Could that have been why CPS was called in? Let's see, around the week of June 5th to the 13th, court. Yes, something like that, yes. And then there was another court date about, I think it was like the 14th of July, and the boys were took on the 22nd. Thank you, Discovering. Yes, Discovering is saying it. I don't want to say it out loud, guys, but it says, yeah, my older brother took pew pews in Walmart and they charged him with the pew pew of mass D. I assumed because he could have mass red rummed people. Yes, Candace would also be added to the Homeland Security watch list as well. You can't threaten to boom, boom, nothing. Thank you for picking up on that word, boom, boom. So now we have a new definition. We have pew pews and we have boom booms. And I know y'all think I'm crazy, but you got to admit words like that make you smile, make you laugh because they're so stupid. Someone had said that she was picking the boys up from school and she was slapping Summer. I'm sure if that was true, the teacher would have turned it in. Well, that was that what was his name? Yeah, I did a video on that. That guy showed up in Jay is for Justice's chat on her live. And he supposedly lives right down the road from him. His daughter used to ride the bus with the boys. She supposedly slapped her in Walmart too. Boom Boom is perfect for that. Okay. You have to get creative about the words you say when you are a creator on YouTube. Yeah, you do. Okay. Don was in court on June 9th for probation violation or something for 1020. That's okay, babe. So sorry, lady, I gotta get my pillow. It calls my name. I have to get Reba the diva to the vet at 8 in the morning. Thank you, mods, chat friends. Good night. Good night, Robin. And trust me, I do completely understand how inviting when your pillow calls your name it is. You have a great night and get some rest. And give Reba a big old hug for me, okay? And at that, guys, I think we're probably going to start. We'll give it about 20 minutes and then we're going to get off here too, okay? That'll be 3.5 hours, guys. And trust me, by no means am I complaining. I love having you guys in here. I love talking to you guys. Absolutely, 100%. Um, well, thank you, sweetheart. I love you too, Robin. You have a good night, babe. If local law enforcement can't figure this out, where is the FBI? Does anyone know if they are still involved? Well, thank you, V. I appreciate that, hon. And it's our chat room, not just mine. Good night, everyone. Very good chat. Glad to talk about the other Hawkins stuff. I think it's important to not be swept under the rug. Too many deaths. Yes, it is. It's 8:12 where you are. It's 11:12 here. Cheers for the replay crew. Your comments are great to read. Yes, they are, and they do get read, guys. I'm so happy to have you all in here and for the replay crew to come by and watch and hear what we have to say. Does anyone know if DNC PI have said anything about what they know? No. Seeking serenity. It's 10:12 at a lot of places where people are. Does anyone? Oh, good night, Kathy S. If you're going to bed in Massachusetts, it's 10 or 11:12. Yep. Us people over here on the East Coast. You guys need to start. You need to email me or comment on this live stream. Give me some ideas of what y'all would really like to do for game night, because evidently we're falling off, you know, and the cahoots evidently didn't work good, so we're gonna have to do something for fun night. Now, what they mentioned a minute ago about coming up with bogus excuses of why you can't go to work, that sounds like it could be fun. Cleo, you're in Florida. where the same time, yeah, she may not be able to get back down to Tennessee and be stuck in Arkansas. You're at 10 in Illinois. My mom was from West Virginia. It is so cool to hear from people all over the country. Rhea Summer, yes, it is. More information about Carly Russell coming out, I think. Oh, well, let us know, Justin. Do you think that it was a hoax, or do you think it was real, Justin? I know from what I watched on Plunder this morning, Plunder's got an opinion that it may have been a hoax. Excuses for work, that's easy. My stroke is acting up. Holy Mathis, what about a grand jury? I'd indict just for all the lies on YouTube alone, let alone the abuse of the boys' right. The Darwin Awards. Talk about stupid criminals and stupid awards. I mean, stupid ways people die. I'm only up at this witching hour because I'm celebrating my 50th B-Day week. I still got it. Proof. You still got it. Trust me, darling. Me and my sister were just talking about that the other day. Oh, I got a little antidote for you guys. My sister, my sister come and pick me up the other day. We went swimming by ourselves. We went to the lake, just me and her. We were floating on floats and swimming and just enjoying the calm and the peace. And we were laying there talking about how we're getting older. She's 4 years older than me, and I'm older than dirt. So we're pretty darn old. So we're sitting there laughing and joking back and forth about it, And then we get real quiet and calm and start just relaxing again. And all of a sudden, I hear her screaming up at the sky. And she's literally yelling, guys. And she's like, "We're old, but we're not dead yet." And I'm like, it scared me. And I'm like, what in the world? And I started looking around. I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "Look, there's buzzards. They're flying over us." There was 6 buzzards literally circling us. Guys, that's how you know when you're old. When you're floating on a float and the buzzards start flying overhead. Thank you, One Love. I appreciate that. But that's how you know when you're old, guys. And maybe you had to be there to appreciate it, but it was hilarious. It really was hilarious. Greg Hughes purchased the rest of that video, and the other half they didn't show is that Carly parked on the shoulder for 3 minutes with blinders on before moving down to the mile marker. Huh. Oh, did y'all hear the fact that they found her cell phone like a mile or something away from her car? You're not going swimming. It's not creepy. It's just, I'm sure there was something in the woods near where we were at that was dying. Nana, she was trying to give you a heart attack when she screamed so the buzzards would eat you first. Oh, I'm going to have to tell her that. I'll have to tell her that. That's okay. It's pretty darn bad because my daughter was supposed to have went with us. She's not 40. She's still in her 30s. And my sister said that her husband would not have allowed us to go by ourselves to the lake because Ashley was supposed to be going, but she didn't go. And that if he'd have known that my daughter wasn't going, they wouldn't. There's nobody there to take care of us. So he wouldn't have allowed us to go. These people really think that we're old and decrepit and can't take care of ourselves or something. Oh, that's sweet, Dolly. Look at the sky and think of summer, falling stars tonight, 12 p.m. Eastern. Buzzards gather around the rivers because of all the dead fish, right? Yeah, I know. But it was still funny. You will have more fun because you are old enough to not really give a shit what people think. Midnight, 12 midnight. You don't think she ever called 911? 60 is even better. I don't know about that. Let me tell y'all, when my husband turned 40, I cried for 2 weeks before he turned 40 because I was just devastated. I was going to be married to an old man. When it was my turn to turn 40, I started crying a month and a half before my birthday. I even wanted to run away from home because I couldn't imagine being 40 years old. It just killed me. I was so depressed. I've heard 50s and 60s are the best years. Yeah, it's because you don't care what people think. Thank you, V. There you go, Texas lady. If you're breathing, you're a winner. My niece is expecting her first baby. Worry what kind of world he will live in. I don't know, hon. It worries me what kind of world my grandkids have to live in. Why would you tell your husband you can't wait until he's 45? You've been celebrating 50 since the beginning of the new year. Yes, if you like the show, guys, please hit the share button. Don't forget to hit the like button. I mean, if you don't like it, you can hit the thumbs down too. I mean, that's okay. Consider becoming a member, guys, because like I said, I'm going to try this out. I'm not going to say that it's going to work, but I do believe that members, I don't like giving something to one person and not the others, but members do pay that and they do have a right to get something extra. So I'm going to figure out how to do it, and then there will be Nana After Dark, and they will be getting a piece of my mind that I don't normally put out here for everybody to hear on subjects that I prohibit on here. So, like, I do not believe in bashing other creators or anything like that. There's a lot of things that other people do that really irk me that I want to say something about, but that's not the kind of channel I want to be. So I don't. Chloe, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for becoming a member. Um, but like I said, I've talked it over with, a couple of my moderators, and they have, let me know that I should be doing something extra for the people that do buy the membership. So that's what we're going to do. I don't know if that's the best thing in the world to do, but at least you'll get to know the real me, like, some of my closer friend moderators know me. Um, Actually, I started thinking over some of the moderators that are friends of mine that I speak with, and there's actually quite a few of them. I see you. I need a better way to get a hold of you, by the way. Is there any way we can arrange that? Because there's times I need to ask you something, sweetheart, and other than going and jumping on the laptop and sending an email and blah blah blah, I'd much rather just be able to text you on Facebook or something. Nana, I feel I know you by your honesty. Well, thank you, sweetheart. I'm not by no means saying that what you see is not what I really am. I really am this way, but there's a lot more to my thoughts that I would like to say, but because I respect you all and I respect the channel and I unfortunately, respect YouTube and other people's feelings, I do not say them. Cleo is a horse tranquilizer. What's a horse tranquilizer? Where's Lisa Boo? Oh, if they use trank, it will eat their skin and cause infection. Okay. Okay. So I will, on my private thing, on my private Facebook, I will look you up and friend you. Okay. Oh, well, thank you, hon. Says your honesty is why I even listen. Well, I'm not ever going to say I'm the smartest tool in the shed, but honesty is the one thing that I try to uphold. I can't stand somebody that's two faced. I can't stand somebody that gets on camera and acts one way and then acts totally different in real life. The only difference in me is I can get a little bit mouthier when I'm in real life than I do on here. And you can ask the people that talk to me. I mean, there's Robin and Discovering and Common Sense True Crime and Alpaca Maid and uh, uh, Cursed with Curiosity and Christola and I probably can't even name all my mods that I'm actually friends with. I love natural, hang on. I love mature professional living creators. Right. Common sense is in short supply. You're refreshingly honest. Well, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Okie dokie, guys. I love each and every one of you. I am so glad you all came in to join me this evening to discuss and talk and whatever we may want to call it. This is our channel. Please, before you go, please remember to let your children, your grandchildren, your friends' children, your neighbors' children, ask them if they know what stranger danger is. And if they say no, then tell them. If they say yes, remind them, refresh their memory so they don't forget. Please call your parents. Please let them know how much you appreciate them. And I want to read y'all something. This is another reason I tell y'all to do that. My daughter sent me, she has teenage daughters. She's 18 and she has this little boyfriend that she's been dating for a few years now. And she's not um she's not stupid by no means, but sometimes when it comes to him, she don't make the best choices. And my daughter sent this to me the other morning. It says, Mama, I love you, and I'm really sorry for the things I have said and done to you to hurt your feelings and not listening to things that you've seen. And I don't, and I didn't. I love you, and I just didn't want you to go to sleep without telling you that I love you, Mama. And the next day when I got up, I called her and I asked her, and she said it was because her and her daughter had gotten into it, and her daughter wouldn't listen to her advice, her experience. And now she understood what I went through with my daughter and her husband. Quit, you two. You two better quit it. Anyway, so that's why I tell you to call your parents and let them know how much you love them and you're thankful for the advice that they've given you over the years. And don't forget to make sure and let your children know that you love them. And any child you run across, tell them how beautiful and smart they are. They're intelligent, they're caring, the whole 9 yards. Every child needs to hear good things. And most of the time, especially this day and time, kids normally only hear somebody complaining about them, bitching at them, telling them what they've done wrong. Hug your pets too. Yes, April. Hug your pets too, even especially if you got two cats that are trying to kill each other. Lift people up. Yes. Nana did a quick skit change. Yes, I did. You do that to every child you see. Well, I'm glad. And I wasn't doing it just to try to change up the skit, guys. I say what comes up comes out. That's how my mom always put it. What comes up comes out. I always told my mom, or I always made sure I told my mom and I tell my son I love them 500 times a day, especially at bedtime, because you never know if you even wake up the next morning. Exactly. My mother always said, never leave the house, never go to sleep without telling the loved ones that you love them, because you may not ever see them again. And that is true. Yes, you never know what people are going through. Be kind. Okie doke, guys. I love yous all. Y'all have a great night, day, evening, morning, wherever you may be. And I will try to go live tomorrow. We'll see how things wind up, okay? God bless you all. Say thank you to the good Lord above, just for. Goodbye, guys.